Hello everyone, it's Kirsten and
Hi everybody, I'm Julie from the Santa Lucia Conservancy. We're so happy you could join us even though it's on your screen and not here live in front of us. But we're still going to be learning about
bugs. So what is a bug? Bugs are arthropods. They live in all different kinds of habitats throughout the earth. And scientists have identified more than 1 million different types of arthropods. Most of them are generally small and they have an exoskeleton. And insects have a segmented body with a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. You can see this right here with the bee. And they have pairs of jointed legs. So they're invertebrates, and there are about 4 different major groups: the insects, arachnids, crustaceans, and then another group containing the millipedes and the centipedes. They have an exoskeleton, and as they grow, they have to shed their skin. And this process is called molting. Along the Carmel River, there are a lot of insects, and one of our favorite to look for are dragonflies. They have a 3-stage life cycle. So they start in the water as an egg, and then they hatch into a nymph or a larva. So when they're ready, they molt one last time and hatch out of the water and become expert flyers. They can fly every direction and hover like a helicopter. And they're predators, so they fly catch and capture their prey in midair. Did you know that dragonflies are among the most ancient creatures alive today? They were here 350 million years ago when the dinosaurs were here, and they survived, and they're still here. Look what else is alongside the river basking in the nice warm rocks. Notice the orange tips and the black and white on this butterfly. This is a Lorcan's admiral, and its mother lays its eggs on cottonwoods. And look what's growing right next to the river. We have a cottonwood tree. Butterflies were here 250 million years ago in the Triassic period. That's also when the first dinosaurs appeared. We're going to take a walk now and see if we can find some other bugs. Julie, what did you just find?
Gotta love nature, never know what you're gonna find. I was looking at this acorn because it's an oak tree, and on this leaf I found 4 little round dots. I don't know, Kirsten, can you focus in on that if I put my hand behind it?
Look at that.
And some serious bites. Those are insect eggs, almost for sure from a butterfly.
And look right here. There's a butterfly. Oh, and a little bee buzzing by. And the butterfly is thirsty. It's drinking. You can see its little face and its antenna and its beautiful shaped wing. This is a sulfur butterfly. It's here because the plants that it likes to lay its eggs on are here. The larval plants, many of them live along the river. So let's look closer at a leaf. You can see the eggs on the top of this leaf. And look what happens. That yellow butterfly starts as a little tiny egg that hatches into a caterpillar, and then it grows bigger and bigger as it eats leaves until it can't shed its skin anymore, and it turns into a chrysalis. Well, butterfly eggs come in all different shapes. Let's look really close and at one that's magnified. Look at the structure of this egg. And caterpillars have different colors and shapes so that they blend in or that they stand out. Some of them have these eye spots. We have these beautiful little orange butterflies that are called skippers, and they live in grasses. So they like our open meadows or our meadows by our trees. We have this butterfly, which is a blue butterfly. We see it around our oak trees. And we have different ladies. This is an American lady, and this is a painted lady. And boy, telling the difference between the two of them is really tricky. Then we have butterflies that have eye spots, like this buckeye butterfly. Love it. And this is known as one of the most beautiful butterflies in the world. Look at that. This is a moth. Look at the eye spots on this moth. So butterflies drink from flowers, so they have to see really well. So butterflies' eyes are different than ours. They have two eyes like we do, but their eyes are called compound eyes because they have many, many lenses. That means butterflies can see many different things in many directions all at the same time. So the different colors and patterns that butterflies can see are invisible to us because they are better at picking up fast-moving objects, and they can distinguish between ultraviolet and polarized light, and we can't do that. So they use color vision when they search for food. And in nature, these butterflies feed on nectar provided by flowers of various colors, not only in direct sunlight, but also in shaded places on cloudy days.
In this season of fall, you might notice there's a lot of yellow around us. The grasses have turned yellow. They're all done growing. Got some bushes, a coffee berry with lots of seeds on it, and an oak tree, which has acorns right now. Well, guess what? These plants wouldn't have acorns or coffee berries if it wasn't for the bugs.
If you look closely, you might see pollen in these flowers. Some flowers attract butterflies, others attract bees, and they're shaped differently and designed differently for different insects. They've evolved over time together. So let's talk a little bit about bees. There are about 20,000 different species of bees in the world. When a bee collects nectar and pollen from the flower of a plant, some of the pollen gets stuck to the little hairs on the bee's body. Can you see the pollen on this bee? Let's look closely. Wow, look at that. Bees make excellent pollinators because most of their life is spent collecting pollen, which is a source of protein that they feed to their offspring. Bugs occupy every niche in an environment, from being herbivores and eating plants, omnivores, eating both plants and other bugs, and being carnivores like our ladybug who eats aphids.
Ladybug crawling through the grass. Can you imagine what it's like to be crawling over bark and up and over? Look, he's on a leaf blade right now. It's like a jungle. Imagine if you were trying to go someplace through this impenetrable jungle of plants and roots and bark.
There are more than 5,000 different species of ladybugs, and they live in a variety of habitats, and they have a life cycle. Ladybugs lay hundreds of eggs near aphids and other plant-eating pests, and they hatch in about 10 days. They look like tiny alligators, and they start to eat and grow for another 21 to 30 days before they enter the pupa stage, which lasts for 7 to 15 days, and then emerges the adult ladybug, and it'll live for about 1 year. When the weather starts to get cold in the wintertime, they go to special places and overwinter.
Look at them covering the branches of the plants. There's ladybugs everywhere. So that's how they stay warm. They're kind of hibernating. As soon as the weather gets warm, they start flying away and they start looking for food. And they crawl around looking for bugs, so they're a predator. We like to see ladybugs in our garden. Some people even think the ladybugs bring good luck.
Bugs because the leaves start to fall off of the trees, and some of them are in the leaf litter
right over here, looks like there's a spider web.
If you go out in the morning, you can see a lot of webs because there's dew on them. We love to go for a walk in the redwoods and look for our spiders that make funnel-shaped web. And in the fall, we love finding the banded garden spider. It is an orb weaver and makes a beautiful web and has amazing coloration.
Okay, so decomposition. This is a tree that's been on the ground for a while, and normally I wouldn't be able to pull apart a log like this, but it's been here long enough. Do you see like the powder that's coming out? Probably there's been termites in here, maybe carpenter ants. There are a lot of bugs that are involved in taking living things and returning them to the earth, and it takes time.
Thank goodness for our land crustaceans, our roly-polies, and our millipedes.
So how do birds and bugs get along? Well, think about it for a sec. Kirsten and I just watched a little bird. I can hear him peeping, called a creeper. It's got a little curved beak, and he goes up the tree looking at all the nooks and crannies in the bark. He's looking for eggs and he's looking for bugs. So birds eat bugs.
Bugs are in nearly every food chain. So many different creatures like to eat them. They are very important, and we love finding our predators as well as our bugs.
There's another one. Oh, they're like nose to nose. You might like bugs and you might not like bugs, but you know what? There'd be no life on Earth without them. They do so many important things.